The Kansas City Chiefs just added exactly what the NFL feared. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Kansas City Chiefs news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is Kansas City Chiefs are eyeing and closing a deal on an ex-Josh Allen weapon amid three-peat pursuit. The Kansas City Chiefs are fresh off of an intriguing 2024 NFL draft and now focused on potentially bringing on more help for Patrick Mahomes and their Super Bowl winning offense. The Chiefs are reportedly eyeing a player who used to play for the Bills and has since moved on to play with Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The news came during a time when the 2024 NFL schedule release was considered to be hotly anticipated. A court case update on Chiefs W.R. Rashee Rice got an important update in the news cycle. With so much uncertainty swirling around the Chiefs, Coach Reed and the team's front office brass have decided to take matters a step further while showing interest in a new weapon for Mahomes. Veteran NFL reporter Adam Schefter shared an update on the situation. Zay Jones, formerly of Lawrence's Jaguars team, has been named as a potential addition to the KCWR core. The Chiefs struggled at times in the passing game last season, although they recovered in time to win the Super Bowl over Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, and the 49ers. McColl, Hardman, and others turned in clutch plays down the stretch of the big game as the Chiefs won it all for the second straight season. Jones's release by the Jaguars came as surprise to some fans, considering he had over 30 catches for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns last season with Jacksonville. Jones was a second-round pick by the Bills via the East Carolina Pirates and played with Josh Allen's crew before heading south to the Sunshine State. Jones would be one of Mahomes' biggest targets with a 6'2" frame and a strong build at 200 pounds. Jones is no slouch in the statistical department despite his pedestrian 2023-2024 showing. He had 82 catches for over 800 yards the previous season and 56 catches with Allen and the Bills his sophomore season. Jones might not be the second coming of Randy Moss, but he would add a different dimension to a Chiefs receiving core that typically focuses on passing to the tight ends and running backs. He could threaten defenses on the outside, which could be a must for the Chiefs if they hope to three-peat with so many teams gunning for them in the AFC West and beyond next season. The Kansas City Chiefs offense has sorely missed the days of dismantling defenses with speed. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes served as a bombardier in Andy Reid's aerial attack, delivering downfield bombs to wide receiver Tyreek Hill, who simply jetted past secondaries. Hill's speed was an integral part of the Chiefs' offense until he suddenly wasn't. When Hill was traded to the Miami Dolphins in 2022, the explosive elements of the Chiefs' offense slowly began to deteriorate. Although the Chiefs have won 2 consecutive Super Bowls without Hill, they've never been able to replace him. Instead, Kansas City had to adjust to a methodical, slow burn offense. The Chiefs traded up 4 spots with the Buffalo Bills to select Texas wide receiver Xavier with the number 28 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Worthy was the player that Mahomes wanted the Chiefs to draft, according to ESPN's Jason Reed. Worthy drew national attention after he set a record at the NFL Scouting Combine with a 40-yard dash time of 4.21 seconds. General manager Brett Veach has attempted to replenish offensive speed in recent years, but chasing the ghost of Tyreek Hill hasn't worked out for the Chiefs so far. Poor drafting at the wide receiver position finally caught up to Kansas City in 2023. With inadequate pass protection and an underwhelming receiving core, Mahomes was relegated to game management duties as the Chiefs leaned on their defense to win games. Evidently, Mahomes doesn't want that to happen again. The Chiefs also signed wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown in free agency. Brown ran the 40-yard dash in 4.27 seconds before he was selected in the 2019 NFL Draft. The 2 speed-oriented wideouts will join a team that features second-year wideout Rashee Rice and future Hall of Fame tight end Travis Kelce. Although Worthy was emphatic about his ability to be more than just a fast receiver, General Manager Brett Veach confirmed that the team's wideout additions were about speed. It's a speed game, and the more speed you have on the field, the harder it is for defenses to take away different elements of the game, Veach said. Anytime you can add speed and add a guy with that type of versatility, I think you're going to be interested. Just our ability to play vertical and have speed on the field at all times, and having Xavier and Hollywood, I think as the season goes on here, I think we'll have just an offense that can attack in multiple different ways and always keep defenses guessing. The second story is Xavier Worthy was Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes' first and most wanted pick. There were already 4 wide receivers off the board when the Kansas City Chiefs traded up to select Texas wideout Xavier Worthy 28th overall in the 2024 NFL Draft. But according to ESPN's Jason Reed, Worthy was the pass catcher Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes wanted most from this year's historically talented class. They moved up to get a player who was clocked at 4:21 seconds in the 40-yard dash, the fastest time ever, and he's the guy quarterback Patrick Mahomes wanted most, Reed wrote on May 7th. Receivers Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, and Brian Thomas Jr. were all selected before Worthy in the draft, and were better overall prospects leading up to the draft compared to Worthy. But given Worthy's skill set and what Mahomes has had success with in the past, it's not a complete surprise, though. It is still a little surprising considering how talented those other prospects are that Mahomes wanted Worthy the most. Xavier Worthy brings elite speed back to Chiefs offense. Worthy, who stands at 6'1" and weighs 165 pounds, does not possess the prototypical size that you want in an NFL receiver, but he has the speed and route-running ability to make up for what he lacks in size. Regardless of the coverage, Worthy is so fast that he just needs time to get open downfield. But he also possesses good ball-tracking ability and has the bend and agility to excel on in- and out-breaking routes, which makes him much more than just a speed receiver. In Worthy's 2023 season, his final season at Texas, he registered 1,014 receiving yards on 75 receptions and 5 receiving touchdowns, according to Sports Reference. Worthy is far from a finished product, especially when it comes to his size. But in Kansas City's offense, which will manufacture ways to get the ball in his hands, similar to what the Chiefs did with Tyreek Hill, he will be an immediate contributor in the NFL. Worthy joins a receiver room in Kansas City that consists of marquees. The third story is Chiefs' Rees-Zammit says he definitely learned a lot from Patrick Mahomes at Chiefs camp. Rees-Zammit has hailed the advice he is receiving from quarterback Patrick Mahomes as his adjustment from rugby union to American football with the Kansas City Chiefs continues. In the last week, Rees-Zammit has been learning how to play as a running back at the Chiefs' rookie minicamp, and he previously also spent time with 3-time Super Bowl champion Mahomes at a camp in Texas. It was amazing. All the quarterbacks and receivers were there. We were running routes. We were working in the gym, Rees-Zammit told the BBC. It was definitely a great 2 weeks. I definitely learned a lot with Pat and the other boys. Trying to pick everyone's brains, the former Wales international wing said Mahomes is similar to an extra coach and added, 100%. I'm new to the game, so I'm trying to pick everyone's brains and try and pick up the sport as quick as possible because I want to be out there playing. The way I can do that is picking the brains of everyone that's currently here and trying to learn the game as quickly as possible. Rees-Zammit said the latest 3-day camp with the Chiefs' full roster gave him an opportunity to dive deep into the playbook. It's been a good week overall and definitely helped doing rookie minicamp, getting reps, because the way I learn is actually doing the reps, he said. Despite being listed as a running back by the Chiefs, the 23-year-old has dreams of featuring as a receiver in the future. I've been put in the running back group to start with, he explained. I think there's going to be a versatile role for me, I'm hoping. The coaches are very creative here, so see what they can do. But it's all about me learning the playbook and learning the game, because without that, I can't do anything else. The little-known British rugby union player tipped to follow Rees-Zammit into the NFL. I am fully focused on the now. I've got to make the team. How am I going to do that? I've got to perform on the field, I've got to learn the playbook, and then we'll go from there. Rees-Zammit, who joined the Kansas City Chiefs on a 3-year deal worth a reported $283 million at the end of March, feels his current position will make it easier for him to make the adjustment from rugby union. Being in the running back position, it's easier because I can get the ball earlier as opposed to being out playing wide receiver, he added. It's obviously different in catching. You catch laterally in rugby, you don't catch forwards. That's been a bit different. I'm just loving being able to work on all these crafts because the more I can do, the more I can try and help the team.